I first got involved in Muungano in 1996, and it was by chance. I was fresh out of school. My mother was working in Toy Market. The market is situated in the biggest informal settlement in Nairobi. At that time, I used to hang around when I'm free from school, and at that time I was doing my community organizer diploma. So I used to hang around there. So what happened, 1986, there was an eviction in Toy Market, and it was not only an eviction, it was a forced demolition. And the thing is that where the market is situated, there was a lot of land grabbing, and I think the people who allocated the market were very important, influential people. The political elite, I remember one of the names that came up was the former president's son. So they wanted to take the land. So there was a forced eviction, a lot of demolitions. That's where I got involved in this work. So when the people met, I became part of that team. I was one of the few people who could write well. So I got myself involved at that time. That's when I came to know about Muungano from, I can say he's been my friend, teacher, mentor, Ezekiel Rema. So that's when we started now moving around, looking for solutions, looking for people who can support us, looking for anybody who could offer any kind of assistance. But the good thing, what happened that time, after the evictions, we went back again after 2 days and reconstructed our stalls. In terms of the movement, I was mainly involved in the toy market fight. I was not involved at the national level in terms of organizing the movement. So for me, my main fight and my main struggle started in toy market. One of my leaders, Ezekiel, was more involved in the larger mobilization of Muungano. For me, my first encounter with the national one was in the year 2000. But then that is after, as toy market, we had won the struggle to be in the market. What happened at that time, we were taken to court. So we lost the case. But what happened, we had hired two matatus, two 25-seater matatus. And people were waiting for us in the market with the news. So we just turned the story and we went back to the market saying that we have won, but we had actually lost the case. Meanwhile, the chief, there was an adjacent market which was constructed to host the toy market traders so that these people could be comfortable getting their land. So when the chief was still allocating, we went back to the market, singing, dancing, and we reconstructed the stalls, and we have been there ever since. Toy market has been there ever since. So those were the early days. We couldn't prove that we had a right to, because the judge said this is private property. It was very clear this is private land. I think after the toy market victory is when I got fully involved. I remember it was the same time that Pamoja Trust came about with Jane Weru as the director. I first met Jane, I think, in 1998. She was the director of Kituo cha Sheria, and she was the one who was handling the toy market case. So it was the same time, I think, around 2000. So that's when I got involved in the larger Muungano. Savings were introduced to us by Indians and South Africa, and that when I started in toy market. At that time, I was fully a trader within toy market. And I remember before then, there was a lot of ethnic divisions within the market. And we started the saving as a way of bringing everybody together, as a way of the market having one voice. Because even at the time, the threat of eviction still existed. There are people who own titles to these parcels of land. So Ezekiel and I, what we started doing is to bring people together. At the same time, we did the market elections. And lucky enough, I was elected as the treasurer of the market. So we started moving around. Ezekiel took me to all these offices, Kituo cha Sheria. We went to Operation Firimbi, that is Mazingira Institute. We knew that we had not won the war. It was just a small victory, a small battle that we had won. But we started now working on the rights to secure the tenure of the market forever and ever. So we started the savings scheme. We started, I think, with 9 people, and Pamoja Trust was supporting us at that time. So we started collecting savings, but within 6 months, I think we had raised a capital of 100,000 Kenya shillings, and we started our own internal lending. After 2 or 3 years after we started the savings scheme, the market was, in terms of access to credit, the market was self-sufficient. I think the entire market, we had a membership of around 1,300 members. And we had, I think, an operating capital in savings alone of around 15 million Kenya shillings, which was circulating within the market. And I think part of the success, we had managed to lock out all the formal microfinance institutions. And in fact, some of them were requesting we work with them. And in fact, we were looking at how do we start lending to other groups within Muungano. Although at the same time, we had different teams which were also following up on advocacy issues. They were still following up on the land issues. They were still following up on the secure tenure, and I think I was part of that team. And my first data collection, I remember we did it in Dagoretti, of my first enumeration. So this now, at that time, I had become fully involved in the federation. I remember we also mobilized Nakuru. I was a part of the team that started savings in Nakuru. I was part of the team that started savings in Nyeri. I was part of a team that started savings and organizing in Timau. I remember I was also part of the team that started savings in Kisumu. So that's where I got fully involved, daily savings. And the good thing that toy market became a learning center for all federations in terms of how you do daily savings, how you give out loans, how you collect savings. And it was basically to bring people together. And our main goal at the market at that time was just to have one common voice. We had a common problem, that is tenure. But then again, in addressing the tenure issues and bringing cohesion within the market, we addressed the issue of credit. We also addressed the issue of security. We also addressed the issue of organizing youth, women around income generating projects.